somewhat shocking because I haven't published anything on this before. I haven't been able to find sources that were credible enough that I feel comfortable publishing it, even though many of you have sent me emails saying, this is happening. I think some YouTuber has made these claims. Must be true, must be true, must be true. And my response would be, can you actually provide me with verifiable sources? Well, I suspect this is a good enough source to meet the credibility requirements of most of you. A few days ago, Jochen Siebert, who founded the consulting firm JSC Automotive, which specializes in the Chinese automotive market, he actually interviewed on what's really going on here, and it was scary. He founded this company in 2007. The company is headquartered in Shanghai, and previously he worked as a market analyst at Milliken Airbag in Belgium, among many other positions. Siebert studied industrial engineering at the Technical University of Darmstadt and is clearly an expert analyst on the Chinese automotive industry and lives in China. Spiegel from Germany interviewed him. Mr. Siebert, what is currently going wrong in Chinese car market? Siebert responded saying, this can be clearly seen in the case of market leader BYD. It increased its car production tenfold between 2020 and 2024 to 4.3 million vehicles most recently. This year, that figure will be higher. Many of you have been saying, Sam, sending me emails saying, I'm not seeing your videos in my feed. They're not popping up in my YouTube feed. I'm not seeing them. What's happened? Have you stopped making videos? Why have you stopped making videos? What's going on? Here's what's happening. You're watching the Electric Viking, and yes, people are trying to cancel the channel. There's no question there is, unfortunately, a targeted attack against the channel, and it's been going on now for probably about 6 to 12 months. This attack actually started before then, but it's gradually become bigger and bigger and bigger. What people are doing is this. Well, first of all, who is doing it? I don't know. My team, my editors, they think that it's other legacy auto. They think it could be, don't know, but could be Toyota, could be Nissan, could be some of the car companies that I obviously have criticized very heavily. They don't know. They really don't know. But unfortunately, this did start around the time where I did some videos about one certain Chinese car company as well that were a little bit negative. That's around when it started. So I don't know. But what they're doing is this. They're getting, as soon as I post a video, right, hundreds of people go to that video, they click on it for 10 seconds and then click off immediately. A former high-ranked executive at General Motors, Michael Dunn, and now one of the most respected global industry analysts, has revealed exactly how you guys in America are going to be able to buy electric cars from China with no tariffs. I'm talking, okay, a tiny, tiny little tariff, which is minuscule. Lower tariffs than Europe, put it that way, much lower. He says they're going to come through the back door, through an avenue that has already been planned. China has seen this opportunity, and they are currently, well, flooding a certain market with these zero mileage used cars from China. Basically, these cars are going to go to the US. And I think this is actually a genius plan. I honestly think the US government has lost their minds. I think putting a tariff on EVs from China, I understand doing that, but not putting 100 and whatever percent it is. That is ridiculous. That kind of protectionism, that has never worked out for any country ever. It's never. Tell me an example of how that level of protectionism, basically banning your citizens from purchasing a vehicle, has that ever worked out? It's never been a success. But either way, China said, well, okay, great, you do that and we'll figure out a way around it. And they already have. Michael Dunn has just revealed how exactly it's happening. Both the Tesla Model 3 and the Tesla Model Y have had a big range and a massive performance boost. We're talking new batteries here, guys. Tesla have finally put new batteries in the Model Y and the Model 3, and we're seeing a big increase. This is a really pretty game-changing move here from Tesla. Prices have gone up by about $2,000, but it's well and truly worth the price rise. I kind of feel like if you've just bought the Model Y Juniper and the Model 3 Highland, you're seeing this, you're thinking to yourself, oh, I'm a bit disappointed because this is a big difference. Big difference. What's this all about? Okay. Clearly, Tesla have changed the batteries, finally, using higher energy density batteries in China. These improvements only apply to the models made in China, which are sold all around the world, but this is not the US made Tesla. I don't know if you guys are going to see these improvements. You certainly could. It's possible. You're still getting batteries from China. Well, I guess you're still getting batteries from Japan, really, aren't you, in the United States? But anyhow, the changes here are huge for people in Australia markets, Thailand markets that get the Chinese-made version of the Model Y and the Model 3. Of course, in Europe, you guys get the Chinese-made Tesla Model 3. Ford CEO Jim Farley has joined the chorus of CEOs worldwide saying the apocalypse is coming. Your jobs will be lost. It is inevitable. And absolutely no one is saying that he is wrong. There's been an ominous and significant shift in recent months. The bosses of major global companies are starting to say the quiet part out loud, as the Wall Street Journal said this week. They are conceding publicly what was previously said behind closed doors. Yes, artificial intelligence is genuinely a threat to enormous parts of the global workforce. And yeah, I mean, there's parts of the global workforce, it's going to take their jobs, your jobs, if you're part of that section, within the next few years. There's parts where it might take another 10 years, parts where it might take another 20 years, but it's coming for all of us. These new electric motors are by far the highest power density motors in the history of mankind. There is nothing even close. And if you actually think about it, there is no supercar or hypercar, no matter how many liters it is, how many turbos they stick on it, that will have any chance against a car with motors like these. Electric cars now are officially the only way you can actually make a car truly go fast. Anyhow, these new motors are made by, well, technically this is a company, I believe, part owned by Mercedes-Benz now, but it is an American company, and they've won an award for the highest power density motors in history. I did a video a few months ago showing these in-hub motors with about 500 horsepower in the little motors. You could easily put one of them in each wheel. And actually, in fact, the high horsepower version of that motor had 600 horsepower. So you're looking at a car with 2,400 horsepower with fairly small motors. Yeah, pretty amazing technology. However, YASA, Y-A-S-A, was founded by Dr. Tim Woolmer in 2009 when he was still studying at Oxford. And obviously back then, there wasn't really much going on in the electric car market. Things have changed enormously since then. And YASA has developed a staggering electric motor, which really puts internal combustion to shame. YASA motors have been used already in vehicles like the Koenigsegg Regera and the Ferrari Stradale SF90 Hybrid. The Ferrari Stradale SF90 Hybrid, that's really good in drag races. It's one of the only internal combustion supercars. I mean, it's a hybrid, but one of the only non-EV supercars that can actually keep up with something like a Tesla Model S Plaid. Really legitimate, proper car because of this electric motor. I'm a big fan of solid-state batteries. I think it's going to bring a new element of excitement to the EV industry. When I say EV industry, we're not even going to call it the EV industry. We're just going to call it the automotive industry, because all cars will be electric by 2035. But right now, at this point in time, there's anticipation. Car companies, particularly Toyota, have been hyping solid-state batteries since 2014. It's 11 years. And they're saying it's here. It's almost here, just over and over and over. So there's a lot of excitement around this. Really, a lot of this excitement is about the fact that we can potentially triple or even quadruple energy density. And that is very real that that can happen. Solid state batteries, long heralded as the ideal energy solution for the new energy era. Tesla has one of the most valuable electricity assets in the world. We often say, Tesla's just a car company. How the hell can its stock price be worth $300? That's more than the rest of the top 10 car makers in the world. That is ludicrous. All they do is make cars. That is not true. In fact, Tesla will make possibly billions of dollars being an energy retailer. This is happening. And bizarrely, Jim Cramer and everyone else, all these other Muppets on talking heads on television, have just ignored these assets that Tesla have. They've ignored the fact that Tesla has one of the most valuable assets in the world, and it's future-proofed in a number of ways. In fact, the ability to create its own energy, sell it to EV drivers, sell it back to the grid, and to sell it at premium prices with almost no operating fees. This kind of a situation really would be the envy of any large business in the world. These assets are literally worth billions of dollars. Tesla has just unveiled its new lithium iron phosphate gigafactory in the United States. This will be one of the first lithium iron phosphate battery gigafactories that's built in America, and it will provide Tesla with much cheaper batteries than what it's currently making right now. The question is, will Tesla use these batteries in their EVs, or will they simply put them into Powerwalls and Megapacks? Well, I'll get into those details. The entire Chinese EV market has been going crazy. To be honest, one of the companies that people are ignoring for some bizarre reason is Geely. Their EV sales this year are up 173%. But Geely is still lagging behind someone else in terms of percentage growth anyway. And that someone else is XPeng.